Once we hit 6, dude, it's gonna be over.
I'm 6.
I'm gonna be 6 in just a second.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't do it. Don't do it. Oh shit.
Boom! Oh, she dodged.
Oh.
She moves fast, dude. She moves fast. She's the wind, or whatever.
Hi, and laugh. Flail arms like a psychopath. Oh shirt.
I just realized that my mic was not turned on. just you know, I didn't even know that the mic wasn't even. It was muted. It was muted. Oh, great. That's wonderful. Yes. Welcome. Hello. Ciao! Welcome to the video. We're doing another guide video today. We're going to do something a little bit different today. It's not a mid laner we're talking about today. It's Leona, one of my favorite characters in the game. In fact, probably the absolute favorite character of. I just love her. She's just like the character concept, the lore, the abilities, all of it is super cool. She's just amazing, and she's probably my absolute favorite character in the game. And I just want to talk about her. I want to talk about there's several mechanics that I think are actually useful and probably aren't known by a lot of people who just actively play her by the majority. If you play Leona a lot and if you want to know a little bit more about her, stick around and we'll talk about it. But first we're gonna cover? God, I just can't speak English. I should just learn a new language. It might be easier than me speaking English because apparently I can't even do that. So a quick summary of her skills. The first skill is, well, not a skill, it's a passive, and it's called Sunlight. All of your abilities, every single one of them, apply sunlight to an enemy, and when an ally hits them with an auto attack or an ability, it procs and does a bit of magic damage. That's it. It's basically Lux's passive, but it's only for allies to proc. Her Q is called Shield of Daybreak. It is a auto attack enhancer. It enhances your next auto attack, gives you a little bit extra range, and applies a bit of extra magic damage. And when it hits, it stuns the target for a short while. So it's like a shield bash. It stuns them for a little bit. It's your main kind of like constant stun ability. It's on a low cooldown and stuff like that. It's great. Her W is Eclipse. When you activate it, a shield appears around you that reduces damage that you take, and it also gives you a bit of armor and magic resist on top of that. After a few seconds, it will explode. If she hits a champion, that damage mitigation, armor, and magic resist persist for another 3 seconds. Her E is called Zenith Blade. When you activate it, Leona shoots out her sword, and the last champion she hits, she will dash you, and they are rooted for a short while during this process. So if they get hit, she roots them for about half a second and dashes to them. Her ult, Solar Flare, is just a laser from the sky. So there's an inner and outer portion to the circle of detonation. I want to call it. Is it called that? Wherever it hits, when it lands, if they're in the center of the explosion, they're stunned. Anyone in the center is stunned for quite a while. But if they're hit on the edges of the ability, then instead they are slowed. The same damage is applied to both. It's a pretty long range ability. It can be used to engage and things like that, or it can be used to just stack more stuns on top of each other. Those are all her abilities. Pretty simple, nothing like Zoe, or nothing like Azir, but she's pretty simple, but all of the abilities feel good. They're super fun. What are the big mechanics that you need to know about Leona? The first thing, and is probably my favorite thing, because I recently, because I've been picking her up more last year and been playing her a lot, just in casual games, not in ranked, because I play mid lane. If you didn't know, while you're using your Zenith Blade, the actual casting of it doesn't prevent you from using any of your other abilities. So you can just pre-cast all of your abilities, like your Q, your W, even your ultimate, which is something, actually, if you watch the little clip at the beginning of the video, I do achieve this. I Zenith Blade onto the Vayne and I ult on top of her at the same time. Now it doesn't do the effect that I wanted because I didn't do it at the proper time, because during the root you're supposed to activate the ult, but she was able to like dodge out of it. I should just aimed a little lower, but in any case, you can do these things. So the Zenith Blade roots for 0.5 seconds. That's a decent amount of time. It allows you to get off some abilities, especially your ultimate. If you want to stack the ult and then like position yourself around the target to get them in case they flash or something like that, cut them off from any sort of roots for escape or something like that. It's a pretty good way to just like prepare yourself or kind of like give you enough time to position properly in order to react to whatever they're going to do, because you're the one trying to CC lock them down. You're a CC monster. You have 3 abilities that do a root. You have a root and 2 stuns if you have your ultimate up. It's a great technique, and I think it's really important to learn if you want to play Leona really well. The second part also is part of the Zenith Blade ability, that fact that Zenith Blade allows you to cast things while you're using it. The other thing about Zenith Blade is it actually gives you an auto attack no matter what. So no, even if you didn't click them to auto attack like the enemy, Zenith Blade, when you at the end of the dash, you auto attack automatically. That means that you can prep your Q and your W at the same time to get the ult. Like if you don't have your ultimate but you want to stun them, you can get the stun off really quickly. You have a combo chain that allows you just to like CC them down and allow your allies to get on top of them or whatever, all that stuff. The third and last thing, and this one's a little bit more complicated because we're talking a little bit about auto attack reset. Actually, let's talk about auto attacks in general. Every auto attack has 2 things. It has a wind up and with that wind up afterward has a timer. So the time between each auto attack is the timer that we're talking about. When we want to reset the auto attack, there's a timer between each one, so the time between the next auto attack. The wind up is just when, you know, someone starts to hit them, so that wind up. But there's a time sometimes if you have no auto attack speed, there's a time when they just kind of sit, like they hit the person and they just stand there for a little bit. And they kind of move, like they just kind of sit there with their weapon out or whatever. That's the time between each auto attack. Their abilities, for example, like Leona's Q or Jax's W, who has Empower, and Nasta's Siphoning Strike is Q, Garen's whatever they call it, Silencing Strike I think is called, his Q or whatever. All 4 of those achieve an auto attack reset. Oh, Azir's Q as well. That's also one. They're all attack reset, so they reset the auto attack timer to the beginning. So now you do 2 things really quickly usually and stuff like that, and then the timer resumes normally. Now with Leona, this is a little bit different. It's actually quite interesting because if you try to, if you do the 2 auto attacks really quickly, say you're playing like Jax or Garen, or let's do Jax. Jax, his Empower gives him an empowered auto attack. It resets the auto attack timer, so you can do an auto W. But after that W, your timer is reset, so it's back to the beginning. So now you have to wait for that timer for the next auto attack to start and then wind up an attack. It's a little bit of time in between those, but generally it's a good idea to practice auto attack resets and doing quick attacks and stuff like that. Leona's Q is a bit different. It achieves the same thing normally. So say you're just doing a normal, like if you're just kind of like auto attacking someone and you're just doing the auto Q and then boom boom, and then your auto later on attacks. You can actually make this 3rd attack quicker, and it's not like super game breaking. It's not like, it's a bit important because it allows you to take out wards, but you can actually do 3 really quick auto attacks, one after the other, and I'll show you how. There'll be 2 comparison videos showing you the difference between them. The left one is going to be the slower auto attack speed, and the right one is going to be the very quick 3 attacks. So what you do is after you do the auto Q, you click right after that Q hit. So the second auto attack, when you bash them, you have to click your opponent like you're auto attacking them right afterwards, and then Leona will do a very quick auto attack right after that. It allows her to do 3 quick attacks really quickly. It's not so much for damage, although you can, if you decide to play her in a different lane, like you play her with Trinity Force or something like that, sure, it's great. That's not very common or good. The main purpose of this is to take out wards. You are the best ward destroyer in the game, especially if you don't have a lens to find all the invisible wards. If a ward is placed in front of you, like say you're in a bush or something like that, you can take out the ward really quickly before it disappears. You don't even need to use a pink ward or something like that or anything, or I mean a control ward, sorry. A control ward to see it or anything like that. You can just take it out right away. So that's kind of important because it allows you to control vision in your lane, especially if you're in bot lane where wards are placed all over the place down there in the bushes. So remember, the way that it works is you auto Q, then right after that Q hits, you just right click as much as possible. just trying to get that third auto off. So yeah, there you go. That's it. That's all of the mechanics for Leona. Those are all the interesting things that have to go along with her. Her abilities, the mechanics that are kind of weird and quirky. Hopefully that helps you out play Leona. I definitely enjoy her. Again, she's my absolute like top. If I had a top 5 list of favorite champions, it would be Leona at the top, and then the rest are like kind of the same level. Like, you know, Jin, Zoe, Azir, and I can't think of another one, but it's probably one in there. That's the end. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Do you play support? Do you want to learn more supports? Are you a mid laner who also sometimes supports? Like, tell me a little bit about yourselves. Do you like the champions that I've been making guide videos about? If you want a specific guide video, and if enough people ask for it, I'll make them. But I'm just gonna keep making, really I'm just gonna keep making the ones that I like to make about my favorite champions, if they have anything interesting about them. So Leona had the weird mechanics, so we had some like interesting things, and Azir had some, obviously some mechanics to learn. So any champion that has mechanics that aren't obvious, that are practicable and also useful, I'll put up in a guide. That's basically what these videos are for. So, and then maybe later I'll make builds. So anyway, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. Hit the bell button because that tells you, that notifies you when I make a video. So if you're really enjoying these, you want to see more, hit those 2 things. And yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.